Hello there everyone, this is Super Comic Girl. I'm back with another video. So I do videos several times a week, which has turned out to be a lot of videos. So for people that do not know it, yesterday was the first day for most students to go back to school. So if you watch my channel, you got kids and all that type of stuff, I hope they all are safe and everything. It just seems like this summer vacation has gone by so fast. It's been a very, very, very long time since I had a summer vacation, but it's just, I don't know, it's like we as kids back in the 80s, early 90s, maybe mid 90s, if you're in your early 40s like I am. It always seemed to be that summer vacation lasted forever, and then before you knew it, it was time to go back to school. Nowadays, it's all about pushing kids through school as fast as possible, and that's my own personal opinion as a 42-year-old woman that gets up and works 5 days a week. Yeah. Oh man. So my last video I did was a mess. I did get one person who watched it, so whoever you are, thank you so much for watching the video. So I promised you guys in the previous video that I was going to be doing reviews for each individual comic in the volume, well, in book 1 of Sandman. I want to rephrase a little bit what I said. I will be able to get at least 2 comics next week. I do have $12 left of that $50 gift card, so I will be able to purchase at least 2 comics, and one of them is, if it comes out next week, will be the Silver Coin issue number 13. And yeah, so we're going to be doing a review of comic book issue number 1. And I am going to, first of all, say, this has, so I actually have this, I have the first 8 issues of Sandman on my DC app, and the artwork is absolutely stunning, and I love how Neil Gaiman weaved things. But so I think this is sort of like a little prologue, and this takes place in 1916. So for people that do not know about 1916 was the time when the world was at war, and World War I, there's a lot of stuff that caused World War I to happen, but the biggest event that really kick-started World War I was the assassination. I believe it was King Ferdinand. Don't quote me on that, but I do know that someone assassinated the Hungarian, Austrian king. I also believe, yeah, I believe it was the king. I also think they might have assassinated the queen. I'm not exactly sure. I'm really rough on my early 20th century history, except for the Black Death that came from China. But yeah, so we're in World War I, and this curator at the British Museum has what is known as the Magdalena Grimoire. Now, I believe, do not quote me on this, but the Magdalena Grimoire actually made an appearance in, what was it? I think it was either Young Justice or Justice League, one of the two. So basically what it was that Stargirl was babysitting for this family, and this Clarion the Witch Boy appears, and he has in his hand a grimoire, and I believe it was the Magdalena grimoire, and he was doing all sorts of stuff with it. Got Constantine really mad about, because he closed the portal to these really sexy demons, demonesses, like, hello ladies. I was getting a kick out of him. But I believe it's the same grimoire that's in this book. And so basically, the reason that the curator of the British Museum gave this guy the Magdalena grimoire is because they were trying to trap death. And so it's yeah. So it's the father and the son and a couple of wacky people. So another thing is his order, this Magus' order, is actually in competition with Aleister Crowley and his order. So there's like there are two Maguses that do dark things, and they're competing with each other to how dark they can possibly go. And basically they're trapping. They want to trap death to keep people from dying. Yeah. And so in his possession he has 3 tools. He has the ruby, he's got the sand, and of course he's got... This is actually his sigil right here. Yeah. So they basically take his stuff. They steal from him, and he reverts to this naked man. Yeah. So the first book basically has he basically just traps Dream in the circle. And this guy is so freaking stupid. This is why Aleister Crowley is the Supreme Magus. Because Aleister Crowley thinks about all the consequences before him and his order do anything. This guy clearly does not care. That's why Crowley probably is laughing at him from his grave. So basically what he ends up doing is he ends up messing with powers that he does not understand. He thinks he's so freaking hot and full of himself. He has so much hubris. And literally for the next 100 years, you literally, basically, you got these little snippets of time. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so like you have 1930. Um, yeah. So, there's this really graphic death of this one guy. Um, yeah. And this interesting, you have this other guy. Um, so, he's a DC character. He is considered he is a Sandman. Um, so basically, this guy, his name is Wesley Dodds. And so basically what happens is when Dream is imprisoned in the circle, it creates a problem in the universe. And so the universe attempts to replace Morpheus. And the person that's chosen to replace Morpheus temporarily as Dream is a guy called Wesley Dodds. And basically, he puts on this mask right here, and he goes and he puts evil people to sleep with gas, then sprinkles sand on them, leaves them for the police to find in the morning. Yeah. And so apparently it's it says here, Wesley Dodds sleeps the sleep of the just. Yeah. So yeah, and then of course his captor. Overall, like I said, overall, I am going to say that the first issue is really, really good. I loved it. That's when he breaks the circle with his wheelchair. And it's interesting is the guy who is wheeling him notices that the circle's been broken, and he does absolutely nothing. And I loved it. He escapes. Wow. Look at this is so. I thought this was the funniest part. He's like eating food. Dreams is food. So he considers food to be more important than clothing. So first of all, he basically gets food in him, and then he gets dressed. Probably takes a very long bath. Just a thought. But the weird thing, the moment that he escapes his prison, he eats, and he's consuming dreams, and everything's getting stronger. All of a sudden, everybody that's been afflicted by the sleeping sickness wake up, and of course, this is the sad part of it. I hear that she dreamt that she had a baby. And that's the sad part of the whole thing. Yeah. So, it really is, he's telling them basically that the stuff that his father was demanding, he could not give because it's not his domain. Yeah. So, I will end it there. This was a really great issue. First issue. I loved it when I had it read it on the app. It was really great. I'm gonna do these once a week. So even if you don't get a comic book haul, you will get a review of the Sandman. I do plan on to get book 2 at some point. I'm probably going to wait until next time I get paid in order to get book 2, because these have a really bad habit of vanishing, and so I'm definitely going to pick it up as soon as I possibly can. But overall, really great issue, and everybody got what was coming to them in the first issue. He did not play around, and he basically, yes, I do think that, he recognized that at some point, he couldn't do anything when his father was around, but as soon as his father died, he could have easily just unlocked Morpheus and released him. Broke the circle, released Morpheus, because now he was in charge of the order, and he absolutely did nothing, and that was what irritated Dream. Dream difference between things that are out of your control and you still can't do anything about it, to, yes, things were out of your control at first, but now that you have the keys, you have the option. And if you watch one of the clips from Sandman, Morpheus actually tells him that, he makes it clear that there is a difference between things out of your control and continue to be out of your control, and things that were out of your control and now you have control and you choose to do nothing about it. So there is a clear distinguish between the two. But he talks about the ruby being out, he got it of no fault of your own, and that was why he didn't punish this one guy. Alright, so I am going to end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll be back next Thursday with another review of issue number 2 of Sandman. Like I said, I'm having a blast reading this comic and everything. So I will see you guys around, and until next time, nerds, read on. Bye.